Hi, how is everyone out there doing? I am super excited today. I am here with the amazing Mel Kelly, author of Top Tips for Dating Disasters in Germany. And we came up with this concept that dating disasters don't just happen in Germany. They're global, they're everywhere, they're international. I am Amy Hamilton. So happy to be here with you, Mel. Mel, how are you today?
Hi, Amy. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Mel Kelly. I wrote the book, The Dating Disasters, and now I've appointed myself as a dating disasters coach. So you want to get dating disaster tips, I am your man. But more importantly, before we start, is God bless America. It's Independence Day. It's the national day. God, I have my American flag here as well.
Woo! America!
God bless America. This was your day. This is Independence Day. It's a very special moment for me because Independence Day for me means it was the day that Will Smith saved you guys from the aliens, and he saved us all from the aliens. And I want to say a big thank you, big shout out to Will Smith. Will Smith, thank you.
So I think that is super important that you're recognizing Will Smith against the aliens. But I would also like to recognize, this was the independence of Americans from the British and the British colonies. And this leads to something truly fascinating to me. We got our independence. I cannot walk around and not talk to somebody obsessed with the British royal family. It is like, I don't even remember the name of Diana's kids, but they're all married now and having kids. And people are like, oh, what do you think of Kate Middleton? And I'm like, we got our independence from those people. But then I realized something, Mel. It's about the romance. And romance is global. Whether you're infatuated with the British royal family, whether it's Will Smith and the aliens, there could be alien love. I don't know. So maybe this could be intergalactic show. We could build up to that.
Could be. And some people say the royal family are aliens as well. So you just never know. You never know. It's
all that all together.
It could be all interlinked.
So we are going to talk about a very important dating disaster area. Pitfalls in dating happen every single day. It's global and it's not universal. And just when you think you figured out, it changes. And the question is dating versus, for dating, coffee versus dinner. What should you do for the first date?
Come on. I mean, this is the classic problem. The romantic notion is you go for dinner, you spend time gazing into the woman's eyes, candlelit dinner, all this romantic stuff. And this is the stuff of movies. This is all rubbish, absolute rubbish. From a guy's point of view, the problem is you're going to slobber your food, you're going to make a mess of everything, you probably drink too much, drink too little, whatever. It's a disaster. From a woman's point of view, she has to be careful. She doesn't eat too much, eat too little. She doesn't burp, she doesn't fart, she doesn't belch, she doesn't whatever. I mean, this dinner concept.
Who are you dating? Somebody straight off of Shrek?
You've never heard a woman fart?
Of course not.
Exactly. And you've never heard a woman fart on the first date. If you give her an Indian curry, it increases her chances tenfold. Okay, so.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, but it's true. Women, well, yeah. Most women say that they got that organ removed at birth, and it's yeah, they're better at hiding it, I'd say, than men are. Let's say, but come on. Going for dinner, I mean, it's all romantic nonsense. It's not a practical way of getting to know somebody. I mean, you got to go for nice, short, sweet. First date, anyway. Short, sweet coffee.
So you're saying coffee.
Keep it short. Keep it nice and short. 45 minutes, 1 hour maximum. And if you want to go second, third date, maybe you can think about dinner then. But for the first date, come on, has to be coffee. Short, brief. For both sides, for the man's side, woman's side.
So, Mel, all I'm getting is you like it short. You were kind of a brief guy.
Come on. I mean, the chances, if you go for dinner turns into 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. The chances of saying something stupid go up exponentially on both sides. Come on.
So, that's pretty legitimate.
Yeah, you go for coffee, keep it short, sweet, keep the mystery, keep the romance.
Since COVID, a lot of times people too have been wanting to do more and more activity dates. And I have been at first dates for like bicycle riding, hiking.
Disaster.
Okay, go. Give me your thoughts.
Come on. Who wants to go on a bicycle for a couple of hours with some new person you don't even know? You're trying to be demure. You're trying to be interesting. You want to do your activity date, that's fine. Second, third, fifth, 10th, whatever day, but not the first date. The first date, all you're trying to do is get them to meet you a second time. And if you go out there on your bike and you're sweaty and you're crap on a bike going up a hill and you're struggling and your thighs are flapping around or not flapping around, or you're having a heart attack on the bike, come on, who's going to want to meet you on a second date? And it goes for both the guy and the girl. Disaster.
So I don't know, Mel. You bring up a good point. Do you want to see your woman sweating and panting on the first date?
Not on a bicycle. Not on the
Jealous?
But the problem is as the guy, do you want the woman to see you panting and sweating on the first date, trying to climb up a hill or trying to, show her how fit or unfit you are? Come on, it's not. The problem you have as a guy, if you're too fit, well, the woman might be intimidated that you're too fit. If you're not fit enough, she goes, "Oh, he's not fit enough." So it's a disaster. Disaster. Absolutely. Activity, keep it out. It's too long. Unless you can get the activity like a walk. A walk, maybe. That's the highest level of activity. We've got to keep it short. 45 minutes and 1 hour.
What about movies or concerts? Where you don't actually interact, but you find out, like, you could then go to a movie and then talk about it afterwards.
You can't. Yeah, that's crap. That's rubbish. I mean,
well, I need you to elaborate on this. I got nothing here.
Yeah, come on.
Why would you not go to a movie on your first date? This is a classic.
No, this is rubbish. It's a rubbish approach. This is a very time-efficient approach. Time-inefficient approach. It is rubbish.
Wait, so you're dating off of efficiencies? You've become German.
I've been here for too long. Look, I can say from a man's point of view, women respond well to busy men. If a man has too much time available for the woman, she's thinking, what's wrong with this loser? He's too much time. He should have other options, other things going on. So it's very important. You've got to keep it short, got to keep it brief. And going to cinema is a very inefficient way, because what happens, you spend 2 hours on the movie. You probably, you have to pay for the tickets, you pay for the popcorn, pay for the drinks, pay for everything. And then you have to talk for an hour or two afterwards about the movie. I mean, it's just inefficient way of doing it. Cut out the movie and just go straight for the coffee. Keep it simple.
So
and 45 minutes, 1 hour.
For a coffee date, then?
Pardon? The biggest goal of a coffee date is you don't do any major boo-boos, no major mistakes. You don't fart, don't belt, don't do anything like that. Don't say anything stupid. No strong political, religious views or anything like that. Keep all of that stuff for later, if you have any of those. But you're just trying to get that second date. That first date, it's just all you're trying to do is not make too many mistakes. And the best way to do it is just keep it short. Look, we all make mistakes, and there's plenty of mistakes that we're going to make. You're going to meet somebody for a first date for 10 hours. I know somebody who met somebody for a 10-hour date. It's disaster. There is no way that that's ever going to work, because you're getting to know the person too quick. It's just a disaster. Where's the mystery? Where's the romance? I'm a man of romance. You gotta get to know the person a little bit slowly, You get to know them in 10 hours in the first go. Everybody's got problems. You don't want to know all their problems straight off.
So you're saying that
you want to dose the problem.
Date leads to oversharing.
A long first date, it leads to no second date. That's what happens to a long first date.
Oh wow! Is that quotable? Is that in your book? A long first date leads to no second date.
Absolutely, no second date. Because what happens is, from a female point of view, the guy will probably end up oversharing about all his whatever problems that he may have, and then the woman will go, I know too much about him. There's no mystery left. Where's the mystery?
And I think it works both ways too. I mean, I just know that, like, when you look at the kind of oversharing problem, I had a friend and she said, I don't want to lie to people about, why I got divorced. But on the other hand, I don't feel like I should have to tell my entire life story on the first date. And I said, well, can we talk about why is it you're divorced? And she said, oh, well, my ex-husband embezzled money from his company. And you don't want to open with this as like your date, like, hey, so and so she ended up saying, well, what I discovered over time is my husband and I didn't share inherently, core values. And so we decided to part ways. And then later on, she would build up to like, oh, and he was indicted and he's in prison now. So
and now we're doing a Netflix special on his life. We don't need to share that much information at the start. This is just too much.
So there's not really time and coffee for that, right? Like, here's your coffee. Oh, my husband was indicted. And what about you? Why are you single?
Yeah, it's way too much information. It kills all possibilities on the second date. So this is the challenge, because if she hears this, he hears that, they go back, they talk to their friends, they go, oh, her husband was this, or vice versa, his wife was that. All the friends will say, that person is crazy, keep away from them. So, it's a losing thing. So keep it nice, keep it short, nice coffee, preferably good coffee, pay for the coffee course, but keep it short. You're just trying to get that second date. Activities,
so do you
long
judge people
dates.
off the coffee that they choose? Is this like something that is important on the coffee date?
Well, if you go to somewhere like, say, Starbucks or whatever, they don't really have a choice. I mean, it's Starbucks or Starbucks, So, I mean, well, some people might choose whether you choose a cappuccino or an espresso or whatever, like an Americano. I mean, but do you have those in America?
What, Starbucks or
No,
Americanos?
Americanos. Both.
Woo, America!
Hey, go America! Do you have Americanos? You call them Americanos?
I don't think we call them Americanos in America. Now that you mention it,
like, there you go. See, there you go. A black coffee. That's Americano.
Yeah, it's fascinating though. But I mean,
what do you call black coffee?
I always think that how you treat the people around you matters a lot on the first date. Like, how are they treating the coffee staff? Like, are they polite? Are they kind? I think that matters a lot, like, on the first date.
So you can be fooled with that nonsense. Sorry, with good manners.
I think good manners are important. Like, I think that when you see somebody, more importantly, I think bad manners matter more. Like, where if somebody comes in and they're like, throw a tantrum because their coffee was wrong or something, and you're like, oh, this is just not gonna be good. Like, right? Like that's kind of...
it's a red flag, isn't it? It's a red flag if somebody gets angry over a coffee.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing where you're like, oh, this guy, like, we didn't even make it through coffee without him, like, kind of having some anger management issues. Maybe we should not have dinner. I had never thought about it that way, but that's like a really good point. Like,
what do people get set off? Everybody gets annoyed about something, but the thing is, what do people get annoyed about, and how do they show it? So has it happened to you on a first date? Somebody got annoyed about the coffee or got annoyed about the service?
I have had people not treat waitstaff well.
Okay.
And that to me does not lead to a second date, because it's like they'll be like, hey, I called you, and I'm like, whoa there, New Jersey, like, let's just calm down and just remember these are people with like names and families, and we should at least treat them as such.
But I thought the service in America was fantastic. I mean, it was just overflowing with joy and love and everything like that. It's just
service, and in the US is very, very different than service in Europe.
Yes, I've been in America a few times. The service is overwhelming. It's like, get out, just stop, leave me alone. Or is it like that everywhere? Or it's just everywhere I've been?
So I was at a World Cup game once, and I was alone at a bar, and I'd come back from Germany during the World Cup, ironically to America for a business trip.
Okay.
And I just wanted to watch the World Cup. I didn't want to watch it alone in my room, because then you just kind of feel sad in your hotel room by yourself. So I went down to the hotel bar, not in my room. And I was just sitting there, and I was just wanted to watch the World Cup game, and I'd asked for it specifically, and there wasn't really busy. And the bartender, she kept coming back down to me, and she's like, can I refill this? Can I do this? And I was like, look, I understand how the system works, and I will give you an amazingly good tip if you just come here only when my glass is empty and ask. I go, because you're interrupting the World Cup. And then she's like, oh, what is that?
Well, come on. I mean, it's not America, so how's she going to know about it? Come on.
Exactly. So, I mean, there are those nuances. So I would say,
so that was overwhelming. That was overservice. That wasn't bad.
Service in America is generally good. I think Europe is very different, where they kind of just give you your coffee and leave you alone. But at the same time, like, sometimes when you want to pay, you're like trying to find somebody in the back room or something, because no one's coming back out ever again to help.
So let's say if you're having that coffee date in Europe or Germany and a coffee date in the US, I mean, normally, like, the service is not going to be generally as good in Germany or in Ireland, for example. It's not going to be as good as in America. So, I mean, how do people get annoyed about the service in coffee service in the US? I mean, it's normally going to be quite good.
Well, say that they give you your coffee and they give you the wrong order.
Oh my goodness. The wrong order. Oh my goodness. They give you a cappuccino.
Like, I wanted a grande cafe mochaccino,
Oh, well,
light skinny with no whip, and they put whipped cream on it.
Well, then if somebody orders something like that on a date, bang, it's over. It's over. That's a ridiculous order. That's a ridiculous order.
So my friend, she likes to order fancy things because she was actually a barista.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of like, how are you about it? And then...
Did she ever get past the first coffee date?
You know what?
There you go. Ask her. Find out.
That's a good point.
There you
That's
go.
pretty valid.
Tell her, simplify her order.
Simplify her order for a second date.
For that, when she's having a coffee date, guys are going to be intimidated. Some girl is ordering, skinny latte frappuccino,
Mel,
whatever.
You've alluded to it a lot, and our next show is going to be coming out next week, and that show is going to be Who Pays? This is an international question we all want to know. So thank you so much for joining Mel and Amy on Disastrous Dating. Once again, buy Mel's book. Check it out.
Once again, happy International Day, or Independence Day. Independence Day, yes.
Yes,
it feels like thank you, Will Smith. It feels like Independence Day for us all over the world. Thank you so much, America. And God bless.
Okay. See you next week, Mel.
Cheers. Bye-bye.